Alright, here's a Monday thought starter just for you, and today I want to talk about the pace of business. I had an interesting discussion with a business owner the other day. He called me after watching a few of my videos and basically told me that his business was struggling and he felt like the competition was moving in. He said nothing works like it used to. According to him, he had pretty much tried it all. TV, radio, even the social media thing as he called it. And by the way, he said it's perfectly fine to be recording this video because it might help someone else. So here's a guy that's been in business for almost 30 years, 20-some employees, and has been through some pretty rough times. And he's in a full-on panic because he doesn't really understand the world anymore. Many industries have seen major changes. The disruptors entering the marketplace, having to compete on a global level, people getting their information, and therefore their advertising in different places. Now, I've been saying that the world has changed a lot. There are companies that are growing double digits every year, but that also means that there are other companies that will go out of business eventually. There are companies right now that are worth billions of dollars that didn't even exist 10 years ago. Think Instagram, Pinterest, and Snapchat. Come to think of it, 10 years ago, we didn't even have Facebook Messenger or the iPad. Amazon's Alexa and the Apple Watch, both a huge part of my own day, first hit the scene in 2014, just 5 years ago. And because many of the moving parts of business are now digital, they can move and change much quicker. Part of my own distributed team is located in Australia, Europe, and Asia, allowing me to have someone work on projects basically around the clock. Business at the speed of the 21st century. And since much of the technology gets more and more sophisticated by the day, very specialized knowledge is required. Google ads, Facebook ads, Snapchat ads, Spotify ads, you can run them yourself, but you may not have much time left over to run your actual business. And sometimes I see businesses that take the same approach that they used 20 years ago and try to apply it to digital. I'm asked at least once a week how we can put our 30-second commercial on Facebook, or worse, people finding out that they can have a 3-minute commercial on Facebook. You certainly can, but it's going to be like setting a pile of money on fire. Look, there's a lot of things that look very similar to old school business, except they work dramatically different. A Facebook video looks very similar to a commercial, except with the commercial I used to have to sit through it. On Facebook, you better be interesting. Same with ads on Snap or Spotify. It's easier for me to take action, but you have to make it worth my while. Business today takes a different skill set than it did 10 or 20 years ago. Lots of technology, but also psychology and emotional intelligence. It's up to you as the executive or business owner to leverage the new technology to help steer your business through. And yes, today steering a little more like flying a fighter jet than driving a cruise ship. From the perspective of psychology and EQ, more than ever it's important to understand not only our products and services, but also how people work. Things change, markets change, targeting that worked yesterday may get phased out today, and the next algorithm update might knock you right off the front page of Google. So you have to adapt to all of it. And when you feel like you don't understand the world anymore, make a phone call, because all you might need is a guide, a sounding board, a way to quickly vet ideas and technologies. And that's it for your Monday Thought Starter. I'll be back, of course, Thursday with Trends on Thursdays. Until then, I'm Tobias Wilhelm.